making this video because I felt it would be nice of me to make a video like this, just to give you guys my experience about land ownership for diaspora people. Considering I live here in Texas, but I'm originally from Nairobi, Kenya, and I got to a point where I was thinking about investments, and I knew it was time for me to get a piece of land in Kenya. And it's difficult to do so if you don't live there, because we know all these horror stories about buying things from diaspora and then hoping that there's something waiting for you over there, only to go back to Nairobi or to wherever you're from in Kenya to find that your money has been pretty much embezzled, or you've been gone through fraud, or you've been conned. So I knew there's so much discouragement that comes from that, but my experience of land ownership was very swift and very convenient for me, and I thought maybe I should share with you my experience with the sale. So the initial interest of land ownership, I had the initial interest around October of 2020. That's when I thought maybe I should go ahead and put my foot into investment and land ownership in Kenya. So I did some research online, and I decided on going with real estate companies as opposed to buying it from someone. But by no means am I saying that it's not credible doing it with someone, like buying a piece of land from someone. But I just thought it would work well if I buy it from real estate companies. So I did some research about different real estate companies in Kenya, and a couple of them came into my mind. I weighed the pros and cons of each of them. I looked at the reviews online from people who had purchased land from them before, and I decided on Fanaka. Fanaka Kenya is a real estate company, and I decided to even go deeper, and I reached out to them, and within no time, I think it was 2 hours within me reaching out to them, they replied to me through the WhatsApp company group, and I just thought like the prompt response was very remarkable. So I began asking them, kind of like an interviewing, asking them about themselves, and what they do and how they deal with the diaspora people. And they said they have experience dealing with diaspora customers, and they explained what the things that I needed to do for me to be, between seeing a piece of property that I want and me getting a title for the property. The rundown was very effective. The communication was good. They kind of gave me some confidence towards wanting to work with them. But of course, me being the paranoid person that I am, I decided to do my own investigation about them. So I went ahead and asked the agent to send me the certificate of registration. She was very kind enough to provide me the certificate of registration, and then after I received the copy, she emailed it to me. I also asked for the PIN just to make sure that it's a legible company, they pay their taxes, and just doing my due diligence. Since I've heard of some crazy stories, I just wanted to make sure that I do my own due diligence. So she was kind enough to send me the PIN as well, and I did an online search so that they're actually credible, they are registered, the KRA has the information, they pay their taxes and all that stuff. So this kind of gave me confidence about pursuing them and moving forward with them. So the next step for me was looking at the type of the properties they have, and I had done my research. I knew that I have some plots around Kangundu Road, the Eastern Bypass, and that's something that actually resonated well with me, because I was looking for a property within 2 hours from Nairobi CBD. I didn't want like piece of property in like the outskirts of Nairobi, or I just wanted something within 2 hours of Nairobi, because from Nairobi town, I never lived in a country. I only know of Nairobi. So I looked at the catalog, and I saw they have a piece of property in Kangundu Road. They have the Kangundu Road area, Thika Road area, the Eastern Bypass. So I liked one of them, and I settled on that one, and I decided to pursue that one. So other than doing my own due diligence, I looked at the catalog and what they have to offer. The next step for me was to get someone who actually can go, the liaison between me and the company, someone who can go and take a look at the piece of property, because I couldn't travel at the time, and see it, video call me, show me the pictures, different things that could actually sell me towards a piece of property. So I sent my parents to go look for the piece of property. My parents went there. I asked them different things that I wanted, the proximity to the road, if it was gated, the fencing and all that. And yes, everything ticked. There was road already constructed within the community. It was a gated community, and it was an urban center, up and growing, less than 2 hours from Nairobi. So everything checked for me, and I was pretty much sold. So the next step was to come up with a sale agreement, because I liked the piece of property, and my mother was gonna act like the liaison between myself, the company, and my agent as well. So I decided to my parents to do that, and we established a sale agreement. And after I decided on the plot that I wanted, it was there was a beacon on it, even though it was not fenced at the time. Eventually it was fenced, but at the time it wasn't fenced. But the beacons were very clear, and I knew, through the video callings and the pictures, I knew exactly what the kind of plot it was, where it was located, and it pretty much resonated with what I was looking for. So my agent emailed me a copy of the sale agreement. I went through it, made sure everything looked good. She requested that I send my information. I sent my passports, my PIN number, the pictures, the forms of identity. I scanned and sent all those things, and she did the same. She scanned the documents that I needed to sign, and she sent it to me, and did it electronically. So the transition was so smooth. I could not believe it. So Fanaka, the communication team is on point. The people who send the documents and request documents on point. Everything was did within a timely manner. She talked to me about about how I'm gonna be paying for the land, and she talked about either if I wanted to do directly upfront, if I wanted to do the payment plan. They offered me the payment plan. I decided to take the payment plan because why not? I remember my initial payment was on November of 2020. That was the first payment that I sent them, and she sent me the receipt and all that information. And then she sent me the access agreement. I signed everything. I sent it back to them, and then now I started paying as frequent as I could. I think they give you a time frame to do it, but I just wanted to get it done quickly. So I sent the first payment in November of 2020, and my last payment was in February of 2021. Yeah, so I just was prompt with it. So after my last payment in February, a month later, they sent me the title, and signed the title, everything. My parents took the title, sent it to me, the documents for me to send it there. I signed everything was good. The director of Fanaka sent it as well, and that was it. It was just swift like that. Just send my payments, send me the title a month later, and everything was done pretty much. So I just want to make this video to say thank you to Fanaka for making this transaction very easy, making the process very easy for me, being very clear, communicating very well with me, and just making it a very hassle-free experience. And definitely will be working with you again in future. And I've talked to you guys. I know you have projects coming up in I think Juja. That's the area that I like. I went to school there, so I like that area very much. So I'm looking forward to working with you in future. For sure, I'm going to be working with you, and I know all of your agents are very good, but the one that I worked with was extremely kind and very professional. Sharon, if you can see this, thank you so much for your help. You made the land buying process easy and convenient, and definitely encouraging anyone who wants to buy land. You can work with Fanaka. My experience was good. I hope your experience is going to be good. I am by no means sponsored to make this video. This is just a review of my of my experience with them. Yeah, my experience was extremely incredible, and I would urge you to check them out and work with them. And hopefully your experience is going to be as good as mine was. Yeah, so if you find this video helpful, I appreciate you for listening, and thank you so much. But be sure to check out Fanaka. Thank you. Bye.